Yes. Welcome back to the Arsenal podcast, Courses Arsenal podcast. This is your latest Arsenal views, news, and transfer news, and we are going to be looking at everything happening around Arsenal. Why did I hit this? Anyway, let us get the party started. A lot of news. Mesut Ozil leaving in January, heading for Fenerbahce. DC United is interested. Ozil to Fenerbahce. Pogba wants Real Madrid move. Arsenal and Spurs vying for KC. And DC United leading the race for Mesut Ozil. What else? Just smash the like button. Get your subscriptions coming in. It's goal.com. It's the blog we are using today to analyze the transfer news around Arsenal. Massively appreciated if you smash the like button. And if you have subscribed already, if you have become a member, that is even better and better. But let us start with goal.com. And they're saying Goal takes a look at the biggest transfer news and rumors from the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, and the world. Juve consider selling Aaron Ramsey. Actually, that's the first story. And they're saying Aaron Ramsey has struggled to make the desired impact at Juventus, and the Bianconeri are now considering moving him on, claims the Daily Mail. The former Arsenal midfielder could be offered a route back to the Premier League in 2021, with the Wales international looking at going back to Arsenal. I don't know what Arsenal fans really think about that. I'm one person who really liked Ramsey, and I thought, we missed his services. Probably you guys can think about that. What do you think? There are so many other stories to talk about, but I'm really interested in the Arsenal news and transfer news. So let us start with Mesut Ozil, who is linked with a move to DC United and Fenerbahce this January transfer window, not even summer. Some reports claim that he's so close to a move to Fenerbahce in this January transfer window. That's how reports are claiming that he's so close to a move to Fenerbahce. Other reports like Goal.com are saying that he is in DC United in America are in the race to sign him, and they're leading that race. So it's really hard to determine where it's going to go. It's really hard to determine, but one could ask one question, and I'm going to ask this question: is it time for us to part ways with Mesut Ozil? Is it the right time? The answer is no. I don't think it's time for us to part ways with Mesut Ozil. I thought he's still a player who could add more and more to the Arsenal. But of course, that's still those stories are there. He's going to be leaving the club in January. Fenerbahce look like they're going to be taking him. They wanted him even in the summer. They wanted to take him on a loan deal, but I think they failed. Player wanted to stay at Arsenal and hit his clean money or fight for his position, whatever the case was. He said he was not going to be moving on. Now DC United also come into the picture. They're interested in Mesut Ozil. It's clearly time up. Mesut Ozil is not going to get time at and Arsenal. That is pretty clear. He's not going to get time at Arsenal. He's not going to get anything like playing time at Arsenal, and we guys know that, and everybody knows that under Mikel Arteta, unless it's Allegri who comes in, because I've seen a couple of lineups that can Arsenal line up under Massimiliano Allegri, and there are interesting names in there. Ozil's name is there, but under Mikel Arteta, it's very clear he's not going to be playing for Arsenal. I don't want to make this hard for Arsenal fans or something like that, but it's the truth. It's a fact. Arsenal cannot play Mesut Ozil under Mikel Arteta, so he'll be leaving the club and is going to be going to Fenerbahce or DC, one of those two. I don't know what you think about it, but all of us, everybody who loves Arsenal, or I know that he's one of the brilliant players that we all want to stay at the club. Still moving on, what's transpiring in the transfer news? Aaron Ramsey again linked with a move back to Arsenal. I don't know what you guys think about this, but look, Ramsey was a very good player at Arsenal. I mean, he never exploded as one of the world-class midfielders. He never exploded, and probably he was never going to explode. He was never going to become this Luka Modric, or he was never going to become this Patrick Vieira or something like that. But he was a good player. I think he added something to the Arsenal. I think he added something to our attack, to our midfield and everything, the creativity, work rate and so on. He was a good player And I'm asking myself, if we are giving Willian all those wages, and we don't know whether he's going to work at Arsenal, how about men like Ramsey? Ramsey was a good player at Arsenal. Ramsey was a success at Arsenal. We should have given him the money he wanted. Maybe I don't know what you guys think about it, but still, Ramsey is linked with a move back to Arsenal. I don't know what to think about this. I don't know what to say about this. I love Ramsey as a player. I think he's a brilliant player. He's a very good player. But right now, in the mess we are in, I don't see him as a savior. I told you the January transfer window, or whichever kind of transfer we are going into, I want a player who can be a savior. I want a person who can who looks like a savior, and every Arsenal fan is going to be looking for a savior. In a transfer window, and it's just not Ramsey. I mean, he's a good player, but he cannot overturn our season. He's just coming back to be the same old Ramsey, and he's going to get criticized for nothing. So Ramsey, he's clocking 30. I think better be for him if he can find football somewhere else. Like, I don't know, maybe he should be looking at clubs like clubs in America, clubs in China or something like that. Let him go out there, make his money, or go back to Wales where he started with Cardiff. Maybe something like that. But I have no problems with him. I don't want to see Aaron Ramsey getting back at Arsenal and being screwed and criticized for nothing. Like, I just don't want to see it. But your opinions are very, very clear and loud and clear on this channel. If you want Ramsey back, you can tell me, Kosi, I want Ramsey back. I want to see him come back at the Arsenal. If you don't want him, like me, I mean, he's a good player. I like him, but I don't see him as a person who's going to impact anything at Arsenal right now. I just don't. Maybe if he's coming for squad depth, I know when it comes to Arsenal, he's an old boy. He wants to play football. He thinks he's going to be a big name when it comes back to Arsenal. I mean, he has been playing the Champions League with with Juventus. So if he comes to Arsenal, he's going to undermine, and he will be like, guys, I need to play. I need to start at Arsenal, which might not be readily available. So in order not to disappoint him, Ramsey, no. But still on Ozil, I think Ozil is one player we are going to miss. One irreplaceable player that, I think over the years we have always had that kind of player. I don't know whether we are going to have one in the January transfer window or in the summer. I mean, we would be lucky if we were going to have such a player. But I'm not really sure if you're going to have such a player. But I would love to see Arsenal sign another player like that. Just Fabregas, Mesut Ozil, that kind of player. Dennis Parkham. We have always had that kind of player, and you can see in the past 2 seasons when we have not had such a player, we have been struggling, especially this season. We don't have a creative spark in our team. Ozil is out. Everybody, Henrik Mkhitaryan is out. So we are really struggling to get into the final third of our opponents. That's the way we play as Arsenal. We need that creative man. We need that creative spark. When he's on the pitch, you might not see what he's doing, but when he's not on the pitch, then you can know, and you'll be like, okay, yeah, this is what this guy has been doing all along. So I would love to see Ozil play for Arsenal again. It might not be possible. January transfer window looks like it's going to be the deadline for him to play for Arsenal. All I can say, I wish you luck. I wish you well, my man, Mesut Ozil. I love you so much. Much love from the Arsenal podcast. I hope wherever he goes, he becomes a success. I have no problems with him. I know he had a couple of issues with his attitude, his energy, his body language, but still, he was a nice player, and everybody thinks, right now he's the kind of player we are missing in the club. So tell me what you think about Mesut Ozil leaving the club in January transfer window, going to DCO Fenerbahce. Those comments there will be read live, and they'll be massively appreciated. But let's look at Paul Pogba's situation again. By the way, before I go on, I'm going to be uploading a Premier League update on a daily basis. A Premier League update. We'll be looking at fixtures. We'll be looking at things like fixtures, reviews. Match reviews and other things on the Arsenal podcast. So it will be one video about the Premier League. It won't include Arsenal unless otherwise. It won't include Arsenal news. So, think about it. But Pogba's situation at United is quite interesting. It's like another Mesut Ozil, situation where you think these players do have a lot of potential. But the difference with Pogba, I think He's letting himself down. Manager has given him a lot of time, to prove himself and so on, but he has failed to prove himself, prove to the players, prove to himself, and you think he's going to be again leaving the club, just the way Mesut Ozil is going to be leaving. So goodbye Mesut, goodbye Pogba. The Premier League was not your place, maybe. Go find your luck somewhere else. You're going to be big stars wherever you will go, in China or in Turkey or in America. But I ask myself why Ozil is going to go to Turkey and I cannot get it. Why doesn't he go to America or something like China? You're going to make the money. I don't think Ozil is still looking about building a brand of football. Even if he was trying to build a brand of football, I don't see Turkey as one place where you're going to go and build your brand of football. I mean, I just don't see it. But anyway, Ahmad says, I love Ozil. Look, I love Ozil as well. Everybody loves Ozil. I know so many Arsenal fans love Ozil. I was one of the most excited fans when Ozil came to Arsenal. I was like, okay, let's look at this positively. 40 million record transfer. I was so excited. I still remember that morning when when I saw the news and we had signed him the last night. I was so excited. I was so happy. I just can't believe we are going to lose him, in a way that we haven't just, profited from him. He's a quality player, very good player, massively appreciated player at the Arsenal. Ozil did all he could, and this went downhill, and the board went against him. So I wish him all the best, and we move on. Yeah, we do move on, man. Thank you so much, Chosen. We do move on, Chosen 95. We do move on. I mean, there isn't anything we can do about it. We can't just, stay, complaining about the transfer of Mesut Ozil. The question is, who comes in? If Arsenal is gonna bring in some guy who's going to be, who's going to make us forget Ozil as quick as possible, I mean, that is okay. But if they bring in someone like, players, some mediocre player, again, the boots of Mesut Ozil are going to manifest and hold. I wish Ozil the best quality player. Thank you so much, Big Ban. I understand. I also wish him all the best. I wish he could play this season, at least one more season for Arsenal, but it is not possible. He's earned enough money. He should just play where he's happy. Okay, I understand. He has been on a big contract at Arsenal, probably. But I mean, there's nothing like going out there and earn more money in China, earn more money in what, wherever kind of country you're in, as long as the money is there. And I think in Turkey he'll get some little money or some money from Turkey. I think he's comfortable there. He's gonna be happy. Wish him all the best. That is the Arsenal transfer updates. I'll speak to you very, very soon.